Hello everyone, and let's do a book talk for Cassie's Secrets. This was written by Ophelia Bell. This is book number 1 in the Rebel Lust Taboo series. This would be considered erotica. I think it actually is tagged as erotica, but this is an adult quote-unquote romance. It's erotic. And so you definitely need to be 18 or older. So if you are less than 18 or have someone around you that is younger than 18, either put in headphones so you are the only one listening to this, or click off and watch this at a later point, because I will be using language that only, especially sexual language, that only those that are 18 or older should be able to hear. So this is a reverse harem. So this is 2 men and a woman. This was published in 2014, author Ophelia Bell, and there was an audiobook available when I listened to this on Everand. It is narrated by Sean Crisden and Ava Lucas. So Sean does the voice of the man, Ava does the voice of the woman. So the men are Max and Rich, and the woman in this is Cassie, as it is Cassie's Secrets. And it is 3 hours and 51 minutes on standard one-time speed. This edition that I have is 181 pages. So what is this about? Cassie is 18 years old. This is basically takes place the summer after she has graduated from high school. So I don't know, June, July, August, whatever it is. But she is freshly graduated from high school. She's 18 years old. She still has a curfew because she lives with her mom and her stepdad. Her stepdad's name is Max. And then, as I mentioned, Rick is the other man in this. He is Max's best friend. Okay. So Cassie has a curfew and she gets home late. She walks into her bedroom and finds her stepdad sitting on her bed and says, "You're late. You have a choice out of 2 punishments. You are either grounded for the summer, or you can get a spanking." Well, as I can see most 18-year-olds doing, and probably a choice that I would have made as well at that age, would be, I don't want to be grounded for the whole summer, you know, not be able to go hang out with friends or do whatever. I'm going to take the spanking, get it over with. That's what she does. She opts for the spanking. In order to get the spanking, he says, remove your pants, remove your underwear. In other words, he's going to be seeing her bare butt and smacking her bare butt. Spanking ensues. She's bent over his legs. He gets sexually turned on and aroused, as does she. And then they end up having sex. Stepdad, stepdaughter, you know, Cassie and her stepdad have sex. It does get very sexually explicit. And then the next day, Rick shows up and there's talk of possible regret between Max, but Cassie kind of soothes those regrets, quiets them down, and then the 3 of them end up having sex together. And then at one point, Cassie ends up at Rick's house, and she learns more about their past, which turns out they were doms. So, and they would help people who were submissives, type of a thing, sexually. And then Max shows up, and you learn some things about the current marriage between Max and Cassie's mom. And it just goes from there. And there's a lot of sex in this. So what are your content and your trigger warnings? Explicit sexual language and explicit sexual content are the biggest things. You have, I know I would have written stuff down. I thought I did. This can be a content warning for some people, but it can also just be a great source of representation for others. So however you're going to view this, it's either going to be a content or warning or a representation. Me personally, I view it as a representation. You have divorce. Divorce is fairly common in the world nowadays, and so to see it in books is not surprising. So there is talk of going through a divorce or having been divorced, but divorce is talked about. The other thing that could go either way is that you have talk of someone being bipolar. So you do have a mental disability in here, but if you're struggling with stuff like that, that might kind of hit a sore spot or a little tender spot for a little bit, but it is very lightly touched upon, so it does not go into a lot of depth. The main point of this book is the explicit sex. So that's your content trigger warnings or your representation, depending on how you're going to view things. So that depends on where you are in your personal life and how things sit with you. So that's it. That's what the book is about. The main point of this book is the sex between two men and Cassie. So Cassie and her stepdad and her stepdad's best friend. And again, they are all of age. They are all consenting. Because the youngest is age 18. So it's all consensual sex at this point. Okay. So now that you know what this book is about and what your content trigger warnings and representation are, are the words? So keep in mind, again, this one was 181 pages. I'm going to tell you what the words are. A lot of these words are sexual in nature. But at least this way you'll know out of 181 pages, if there's a word that just passes your threshold of tolerance, you'll know to avoid this book, or if you're okay going ahead and picking this book up. So we have the word asshole, 11. Damn, 7. Screw, 5. Bastard, twice. Bitch, once. Hell, 14. Wet, 15. Folds, 7. Pussy, 36. Turn on, 7. Clit, 30. Orgasm, 15. Hood, 3 times. Get off, once. Come, 15. God, 20, not in a religious context. Erection, 2. The name Christ, 9 times, not used religiously. Breast, 28. Nipple, 28. Battering ram, once. Pound, once. Spent, once. The name Jesus, 17, not religiously. Piss, 3. Plug, 15. Nub, twice. Cock, 43. Bulge, 3. Tip, 11. Slit, 5. Shaft, 5. Lips, 5. Masturbate, once. Head, twice. Tight, 4. The phrase goddamn, 4. Ram, once. Snatch, 3 times. Vibrator, 7. So you do have use of sexual adult toys. Boobs, once. Labia, once. Shit, 12. Hard on, twice. Bullshit, 3. Dom, 6. Arouse, 8. Lube, 3. Thatch, once. Jerk off, twice. Impale, once. Dicks, once. Hard, 5. Length, 5. Clef, once. Dildo, 3. Kink, once. Climax, 3. Erect, once. Virgin, once. Thrust, once. Balls, once. Erotic, once. Slam, once. Come, cum, once. The phrase BDSM, twice. Tits, once. Clusterfuck, once. Sub, twice. Flaccid, once. Porn, once. Pedophiles, once. Fuck, 71. Dominatrix, once. Ass, 70. Ride, once. Juices, once. And cunt, once. So those are the words. Again, 181 pages, so you'll know if this passes your threshold of what you can tolerate with certain sexual words in a book. Now, the other thing I want to do is read about the author in this. So Ophelia Bell has a bunch of books out. So she has a series called Sleeping Dragons. And it looks like, at least according to what's printed in here, there are 7 books in that. No, 6 books, and then there's an omnibus. And then you have the Rising Dragon series. So if you like reading about dragons, Ophelia Bell has some books for that. We have the Immortal Dragon series, Black Mountain Bears, Fates Full series, Aurora Champion series, Rebel Lust Erotica, which that's this one. And then there's some standalone erotic tales as well. Okay, so for the about the author, it says, Ophelia Bell loves a good bad boy and especially strong women in her stories. Women who aren't apologetic about enjoying sex and bad boys who don't mind being with a woman who's in charge, at least on the surface, because pretty much anything goes in the bedroom. Ophelia grew up on a rural farm in North Carolina and now lives in Los Angeles with her own tattooed bad boy husband and 6 attention-whoring cats. So, and that's all it says, and then it's like you can reach out to Ophelia through her website and things like that. So, that is Cassie's Secrets. Let me know, is this the type of book that you would like? Do you like reading erotica or stuff that is sexually explicit? Have you read anything by Ophelia Bell, especially if you've read any of her Dragon series? Immortal Dragon, what was it? Rising Dragon series. Definitely let me know if you enjoyed those. And have you read any of books in this series? Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.